Hello guys, si Kersan Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa episode 9 ng larutan ng Detective Conan, the Legendary Treasure of Strange Rock Island. Okay, tuloy natin. Actually, patapos na yata tayo dito. Kasi, naisip na ni Conan kung paano yung ginawa yung krimen eh. Tapos, dapat i-report na natin sa kanila kung yung findings niya. Tapos, biglang nahanap na si Ichi, kasama niya si Satomi, so kailangan natin bumaba ulit. What is it? You look strange. Did something happen? They have found Seiichi. What? Seiichi? Alright, it's time for the great detective. It seems you're very boisterous for some reason. Did something happen? Eh? They found Seiichi? This is really serious. Conan, this is awful. Seiichi appeared in the village just now. Huh? And he has started a quarrel with Kunio. Wasn't Satomi near them? Satomi, she was there, but all the town is in a big uproar, and is Satomi safe? She's safe. Did something happen with her? Good. So where's Ran and Kogoro? They came a different way, so we got separated. Di ba nakita mo doon, pumasok siya doon sa mansion? They were going to the village. Got it. I'm going there too. Patapos na. Seiichi. Brother, Seiichi. Did they catch you? What has happened here? Let me go. I didn't do anything. You look awful, Seiichi. Tell us why you've come here. Be honest and admit your crime. Brother. Excuse me. Please let me pass. Thank you. Oh, finally, Seiichi got caught. Oh, Mr. Mori. Who are you? Well, they call me Detective Kogoro Mori. I'm also in charge of this case. I've been searching for your whereabouts. Well then, can you explain what has occurred? There's no time for that. Seiichi finally tried to even kill me. Uh-oh. That's because you tried to kill my Satomi. Did you just hear that excuse? Satomi and I were together there when you suddenly came and attacked her, didn't you? Satomi, you saw it too, right? When I suddenly turned around, I saw my brother and you struggling with each other. What was that? I was shouting, calling the villagers to come and rescue us. Seiichi, I believe in you. That's it. You tried to kill Satomi from behind. That's why I entered and stopped you. Okay, Seiichi, calm down, please. Come quietly and let the police ask you questions. We can finally listen to Seiichi's side of the story. Is he really the culprit? For now, just knowing that Satomi is safe is a big relief. Alright, let's put the old man to sleep with a tranquilizer dart. Actually, hindi naman tranquilizer dart ginagamit niya eh. Pinatutulog niya gamit yung tinatamaan niya ng yung pressure points. Officer, taking Seiichi won't be necessary. Huh? Because Seiichi is not the culprit. The real culprit of this case is another person. What did you say? Brother. However, I still have to take Seiichi for a police interrogation. For what case? You can hear all the necessary evidence now. I have already solved all the riddles. The real culprit skillfully framed Seiichi to make him look like the criminal, but in the process, he made some fatal mistakes. But if we look at the circumstances, this murder cases, there's no way that Seiichi could not be the culprit. That was a trap set by the real culprit. The criminal used some tricks to make him look like that. But I've solved all the mysteries of these cases. I'll explain it all now. Paano kaya nakapagtago si Conan sa lagay na yun? Let's start with the first murder. In this case, there were some footprints left and Seiichi was the suspect, right? Yes. There were no more footprints coming out from the victim's house since the time of the crime, and we found Seiichi there on the morning. That's why we decided that he was the culprit. However, think about this. If Seiichi was really the culprit, why would he stay in Izumi's house until the next morning, after he has killed him? Surely he would have known that he'd become the main suspect. So he wouldn't have any footprints? If he had left footprints on the crime scene, he would have been exposed as the culprit. Anyway, right? In that case, he could have escaped by using Izamu's shoes. There were many shoes of his in the house of the crime scene, right? Now that you mention it, yes, certainly. But that's very implausible. It seems you're suspecting of him too much. Let me explain it all step by step from... First, this is what we thought. On the night of the crime, Izumu had gone to Kunio's house to pay him a visit. While it was raining, Izumu and Kunio were there drinking together. Then once the rain had stopped, Izumu came back to his own house. So with the ground still wet from the rain, Izumu's sneakers left footprints going towards his house. Then the perpetrator Seiichi, hidden in Izumu's house before he arrived, ambushed Izumu and killed him. So we thought. That's right. The footprints on the crime scene are from the time when he came back home from Kunio's house. The only other footprints are around the house in a circle pattern, left by the same sneakers. If the culprit really was somebody else, how did he escape from the crime scene? There are no footprints of the criminal from the time when he escaped the house. Are there? Yes, there are. The culprit left his footprints very clearly on the crime scene. We just didn't realize that they were the culprit's footprints. What are you saying? Exactly that. First of all, on the night of the murder, Izumu didn't go to Kunio's house at all. Izumu and the criminal were both at Izumu's house. I don't know whether Seiichi saw the real culprit at that time or not. Seiichi himself can give us his testimony eventually. Anyhow, firstly, Seiichi was sleeping. Perhaps he was given some sleeping pills. Seiichi kept sleeping like that until the next morning. Then once the culprit knew that the rain had stopped, he executed his crime as he had planned it beforehand. Once he saw that the perfect chance had come, he beat Izumu to death with a flower vase. Pero bakit di nabasag yung flower vase? The perfect chance? The culprit had secretly bought the same Nike sneakers that Izumu had. That day, he had brought them there as usual. Now, let me explain the trick that he used. First, the culprit walked around the house once while he was wearing the sneakers. If he hadn't done this, the sneakers wouldn't have been covered in mud, and it would have left unexplained how Izumu did to come back from Kunio's house. After that, the culprit went back to Kunio's house while wearing his own sneakers, walking backwards. I see. The footprints that seemed to be left by Izumu dapat yan eh, while he was returning home, were in fact left by the culprit while he was leaving Izumu's house. There were two sets of footprints on the crime scene. The ones coming from Kunio's house felt somehow unnatural, and that was because their center of gravity was on the tips of the toes. When one walks when one walks facing forward, the center of gravity in the footprints is generally uniform. However, the footprints that extended from Kunio's house were deeper at the extremities of the toes. In other words, those footprints were made by walking backwards. Okay, Am I mistaken, Kunio Shimamura? What are you saying? I'm the culprit? There was only one set of footprints around your house on that night. That is the ones going from your house towards Izumu's house. If these footprints were really left by Izumu, then you didn't leave your house on that night after the rain stopped. However, if we assume that the culprit used this trick to escape from Izumu's house, there were no additional footprints coming out from your house, so the culprit never went out from there after he left Izumu's house. In short, when Kyoko arrived to your house on the next morning, you were the only man in there, which means you are the culprit of the case. How do you know the criminal used such a trick? There's no proof of it, is there? You speak based on such a speculation, and yet you call yourself a detective. There is proof. You committed a fatal mistake. The other Mikey sneakers were very new too, so you thought that no one would find a difference between them. Such self-confidence, yet you made a mistake. Didn't you notice the sneakers that you wore while returning home were not the ones that you had bought? They were the ones that were in Izumu's house originally. Unbeknownst to you, Izumu had accidentally scratched his Mikey sneakers soon after he had bought them. However, the sneakers left in the crime scene didn't have a scratch anywhere, and that's because you committed a mistake when you picked the sneakers, didn't you? We found the sneakers of Izumu that you threw away in the forest. The kids discovered them while they were playing there. Moreover, why would I need to murder Izumu, being the next in line for the succession? Seiichi had many more reasons to want him dead. Besides, that's right. You saw with your own eyes that Seiichi killed Miyata. I was together with all of you at the time. Please tell me, how could I have pushed him off? Didn't Seiichi kill Miyata because he knew a secret about him? And if he wasn't the culprit, why did he escape? He escaped because he is the culprit. Quickly arrest Seiichi now. Isn't that your job? There's a reason why Seiichi escaped. But before that, let me explain the details of the second murder case. I'll explain the relationship between the victim Miyata and Seiichi. Seiichi was originally born and raised outside the Shimamura family. He had a hard time adapting himself to the rest of the Shimamura family. Right, I wasn't a person suitable to the headship succession from the start. Seiichi had a close friend who was Miyata. In this case, Seiichi went to see Miyata, probably because he thought that Miyata could help him prove his innocence. Is that correct? Yes. When we arrived to the island, Kyoko said that the provisions in the mansion were running out very quickly. That's because Miyata was handing them out to Seiichi, right? I know about that because we found some email exchange between the two. They were always consulting each other about their worries. They even kept communication that way while Seiichi was suspected of having killed Izumu and he was on the run. The emails from Miyata were redirected from Seiichi's computer to his phone, while he wrote to Miyata from that same mobile phone. A mobile phone. Right, recently, cell phones can send and receive emails too. Nangyari yan noong panahon ng 2001, 2010 yata. Is that so? Then Kunio, who knew of all those secret communications, thought that sooner or later, Miyata would find some evidence against him if he kept investigating to help Seiichi. So he carried out a plan to murder Miyata. You're just talking without any basis. There's no way I could have killed Miyata. Because you were with us when Miyata fell. However, although you were right next to us, you only had to move a single fingertip to make Miyata fall. Kunio Shimamura. What? What does that mean? Let me explain. By looking at the circumstances on the crime scene, we thought that Miyata had fallen from the 4th floor's study. Because the window of the study was broken and there were pieces of glass scattered around Miyata's dead body, right? Even so, that is not what happened. Miyata actually fell from the rooftop. The rooftop? Right, Miyata was put to sleep and carried over to the rooftop. Then he was laid down on his face, just on the edge of the roof. The criminal, Kunio, put over Miyata's body the pieces of glass from the study window that he had broken beforehand. There was a piece of glass that fell on the interior side of the study's window. If Miyata had broken through the window, the pieces of glass could have fallen outside. This is a piece that the criminal overlooked. When he collected all the glass from the window that he broke out inside the study, in short, this proves that he broke the window in advance. After this, the culprit took all the collected glass to the rooftop. I found some pieces of glass on the rooftop. That's proof that he took the glass he had broken beforehand to the rooftop. To sum it up, Miyata's body and the glass that we thought had fallen from the 4th floor actually fell from the main mansion rooftop. Having found out about the messages via email, Kunio pretended to be Miyata, sent Seiichi an email to make him come to the study at the time of the crime. This email had already been deleted from Miyata's computer at the study, but the copy received on Seiichi's computer was still there. Seiichi probably read that email on his phone, while he was still a fugitive. He arrived to the study at the time of the crime, so at around the same time, Miyata woke up and fell from the rooftop. Wait a second, Mr. Mori. Miyata waking up on the roof didn't necessarily mean that he would fall from there, right? Surely the rooftop has quite a deep decline, but that alone doesn't guarantee that he would tumble down and fall. More importantly, no one could even know when Miyata would wake up. He also used the mobile phone for that. The mobile phone? There was a cell phone inside Miyata's coat. Kunio secretly called from his own phone to Miyata's mobile without any of us noticing it. The incoming vibrations woke Miyata, who was sleeping face down, and when he tried to take the phone out from his inside pocket, that's it. He rolled over in his sleep. Exactly. Miyata was right-handed, and to take the phone from his left inside pocket, by necessity, he had to raise his right shoulder to turn over. So when he inclined his body like that, he would naturally tumble down. The criminal had calculated in advance the best position to lay Miyata down. After arriving to the island, we went climbing up a mountain road, and just before we arrived to the mansion, Kunio secretly used the phone in his pocket and called Miyata. Then Miyata screamed and fell down. Kunio raised his voice to tell us to observe Miyata's falling place. Thus we became witnesses of the whole incident, and we were not able to verify Kunio's alibi. On the other side, Seiichi heard Miyata's scream from within the study, and he went to the window to look outside. At that moment, Kunio raised his voice again to tell us to look up. Seiichi was looking down from the broken window of the study, and it looked like he was the murderer, again, all according to the culprit's plan. Then Kunio rushed into the mansion, pretending that he was going to go after Seiichi, but in that short time, he took the opportunity to hide his phone inside the big clock on the mansion's hall. You were afraid that if people knew during the investigation that you had this mobile phone, they may able to guess your trick, right? However, due to your hidden cell phone, the big clock started to malfunction. You never thought of that, did you? As you can see, I've also found your phone. It's this. It's mobile phone, right? Booking. Seiichi Seiichi, is there any difference between what I said and your personal experience? No, it's exactly as you just said. Thank you for dispelling all the suspicions, Mr. Mori. When I was arrested, I began to fear that it would take a considerable amount of time to prove my innocence. Assuming that I could even manage to do it. When Satomi and Miki found the golden statue, the news spread through the island very quickly, and it caused a big uproar. According to the story, the path that led to the treasure of this island would finally open now that both statues could get together. The golden statue of this island that belonged to the murder victim Isamu had disappeared. In other words, I thought that the aim of the criminal was to get that treasure of the golden statues. I was afraid that he would now do something to Satomi and Miki, who were coming to the island within 3 days. To protect them, I thought that I couldn't let myself get arrested, so I escaped. But Miyata got involved because of that. Brother, because this man has proven, dapat proven yan eh. Because this man has proven your innocence, I'm sure that somewhere Miyata is happy too. Damn, just a little more. I was so close. If it were not for those meddling kids. Scooby-Doo reference. If Seiichi would have been arrested, I'd be the head of the Shimamura family now. Do you understand that, Mr. Detective? All the pain of living in this small island, being part of a branch family of the Shimamuras, and not being eligible for the inheritance of the treasure. And to make it worse, Isamu was such a cheeky guy, always acting big and pretending to be superior because he was part of the head house. Why don't you try living like that since you were just a little child? But that's not a reason to murder someone. You chose the wrong way. Kunio, can you give the golden statue back? Wait, ending na yata talaga guys. The case of the serial murders of Strange Rock Island came to a peaceful resolution at last. Satomi and Miki also managed to reunite with their brother, Seiichi, from whom they had been separated a long time ago. The next day. Good morning. Oh, Miki and Satomi. Mr. Mori really helped us. We would like to give you our gratitude. Not a problem. You don't have to thank me for anything. Kogoro Mori is always on the side of the beautiful women. From now on too, if you're ever troubled by anything, don't hesitate to call Kogoro Mori. Oh, here we go again. I would like to thank you too. I've always wanted to have a cool brother and boast about him to my friends. And now I suddenly can. I'm so lucky. That's right. He's so cool, isn't he, Seiichi? Tonoko? Eh? Hello. Sorry for intruding, sisters. Hello? Hi everyone. How do you do? There's a lot of people here, eh? Let me introduce you. She was my classmate during my student days. Oh, sabi na eh. Tinutulungan niya si Seiichi. My intimate friend, Kaurim Honda. Oh, so he was already engaged, I see. Seiichi's girlfriend? So that's why she was trying so hard to decipher the treasure's riddle. Seiichi contacted me and said that he was being suspected of murder and that I had to come here to help him. Then when you said you were a photographer, that's true, I'm still an amateur though. It's just that this time, Seiichi was more important than my photography. By the way, while we're at it, I thought that we could use Mr. Mori's intelligence to help us with the treasure of the Shimamuras. To solve that code, right? Yes, we don't want to have more people fighting over that legendary treasure again. There are many stone monuments on this island. They lead to the treasure's location. It's said that if we solve their code, the door to the hidden treasure will open. Kaori also has been helping me find that code. The criminal who had framed Seiichi was undoubtedly aiming for the treasure. Because of that, I thought that if I examined the stone monuments, I would eventually find something. we've been searching for the monuments too. That's what it looked like. How many had we found? Firstly, we found these. Rat, Kurisowo, cow, Nitosiga, tiger, Mikauchi, snake, Zuremite, horse, Zakaamo, dog, Hime. Right. Besides those, the other kids have been helping us to find the rest. Monkey, Nokoni, rooster, Satakasi, rabbit, Towanoto, goat, Kadatowo, pig, Namunano. Those were all we've found. I see. Besides those, I found these. Oh, Nan, they're just the same ones that you guys have found. Only animals. Does this mean that the treasure is in a zoo? You're mistaken, Uncle. Aren't these the signs of the Chinese zodiac? Oh, that's great. Then those are zodiac stones. If it is the Chinese zodiac, then there are 12 animals. We've only found 11 of them. We're missing the dragon, right? The detective boys are still searching. What? Haven't I told you kids to stop wandering around? Okay lang naman yun kasi hindi naman yun yung crime eh. It's okay. They didn't interfere with the crime investigation. Hey Conan, we found it. Sa wakas, we found it. The last stone monument. It had the figure of a dragon carved on it. Really? Did it have any writing? The code was Owudere. It was written on the top. That was so difficult. We found it on top of the mountain behind the guest house. Wait a second. Have you gotten into such a dangerous place even though you're just kids? No! It wasn't that dangerous. We're the professional detective boys. What now? You've added professional? Anyway, isn't it a good thing that we gathered all the codes now? You're right. Now maybe we need to join them and read them. Alright, let's think about this. Mahirap to Tayo pa rin magsosolve. I think it's necessary to follow a certain procedure to decipher codes. In what order should I read the codes first? Zodiac order. Then, Kurisowo Nito Siga, Mikauchi Towonoto. No way, that's completely incomprehensible. Try nating inverse. I'll try to read it by linking them up in reverse. Namuna no ri mei sa setakasi no konni. I guess that's incomprehensible. Reverse. I land them up according to the zodiac and then read them in reverse. No namuna imeire Sikata sei ni kono. It's useless. Not even one word was formed. Is there a way to read anything at all? What if it's the order in which one would put them in a pot? If it is by the taste, chicken, cow, pig, then Dad, are you going to eat a snake too? Aren't there some people in the world who eat snakes? Stop fooling around, Uncle. Magta-timer na tayo guys, pero at least tapusin natin. Okay, let's relax. Let's re-examine all this from... I did better to change our way of thinking. First of all, let's think about the specific distinctions of each one of the stones. For example, the first three signs of the Chinese zodiac, rat, cat, tiger. What about each of these three makes them different from the rest? Tiger? They have stripes over their bodies. They are carnivores. They're called Tora in Japanese. Tigers make a strong roar. I guess none of these are correct. Let's try to find even another meaning. Wait a second. Among these three monuments, only this one had the letters written on the bottom of the monuments. Top of the What's the better, Conan? Come to think of it, there were a few word stones with letters on the bottom too. Besides the tiger, the snake, the monkey, and the pig, there were 4 in total, including the tiger. If we order those 4 according to the Chinese zodiac, each one of them comes after 3 signs: rat, cow, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey. That's it. When we apply the zodiac order to the stones with the letters on top, they have a certain regularity. Then we should try to use the stones with the letters on the bottom as line breaks. Letters, Japanese verb, so kure wo ni to shiga me ga u chi to me no anyway, hindi ka na lang babasahin ng ganun. This is, yes, I can read it. Vertical from vertical from upper left, vertical from upper right. Try natin yung vertical from upper right. If I line it up this way, I can read it like any other regular Japanese vertical writing. I'll translate it to English. Stop by the stone where the water flows to the sea under the ground. Turn on the lamp of the lighthouse and then shut that light. But what does it mean when it refers to a sea under the ground? I wonder if there is a subterranean cave around here somewhere. Are these 12 zodiac stones showing us anything else? Hey Seiichi, is there a map of this island somewhere? Ayun, ginagamit natin sa post screen. There should be one in the library. Alright, that's it. Conan, hold on. Has Conan figured out something? Okay, we're going to... Roger. Wait. A map. I found it. Map of Strange Rock Island. Okay, I'll mark down all the stones we found. Can you read our notes, please? Let me see. First, the goat stone is behind this mansion, in the forest to the east. Then the monkey stone is on the mountain, between this mansion and the village. After that, the pig stone is near the bushes on the cape with the Y-shaped rock. Also, the rabbit stone is in the forest outside the village square. Then the rooster stone was in the bushes on the side of the path that leads from this mansion to the village square. I see. In addition to those, I'll add the ones we found: rat, cow, tiger, snake, horse, and dog. Are these all of them? Oops, I forgot the last one, the dragon. You said it was on the top of the mountain behind the guest house, right? I'll add it here. And with this one, these are all of them. What is going on here? Hey, this is the rat. The rat comes with the cow. And which one comes after that? Now pay some attention, Conan. This is the order of the Chinese zodiac: rat, cow, tiger, rabbit, dragon, serpent. Oh, if we connect these with a line, nag-time na yung sinet kong timer, tapos ito na yung pala yun, patapos na eh. It seems to be a connect the dots puzzle. This is... I see. It was this thing, eh? I guess we should go there now, right? Alright, we're going there. Hold on, Conan. Saan tayo pupunta? Hindi yung Y. So, doon tayo pupunta sa sa cape na merong cap ang kote. You've even found the location of the treasure, as expected from a great detective. dito. Rock with the shape of a cup of sake. There's nothing special about this rock. Eh, di ba yun yung shape? Crap. Patapos na lang eh. I get it now. When we connect all the positions of the stone monuments on the map of the island, the figure of a candle emerges, right? Kandila. Eh, yung kapang naisip ko eh. So the treasure is hidden in the rock, right? Alright, let's investigate right away. Ah, here it is. Did you find anything, Conan? Okay, where is this rock hiding the treasure? Oh, this place is kind of depressed. If I introduce my hand here... Ah... Ayan, nahanap din. Nice. It opened. It looks like a pedestal. There are two cavities here. Should it place the golden statues here? Yes, judging by their sizes. Did you bring the statues, Seiji? Ah, of course. Alright, try placing them here. Got it. Okay now. It opened. I guess the secret is here. Are we finally going to meet the treasure? Let's go. There's only a very dark cave ahead. When are we going to get to that treasure? It looks a bit scary, doesn't it? If anything comes out, the detective voice won't get scared. This is very quiet. Do you hear something? A water sound. It's close. Let's go. This is a lake and a lighthouse? Why is there something like that in an underground cave? Stop by the stone where the water flows to the sea under the ground. Right. Turn on the lamp of the lighthouse and then shut that light again. This is the place that the code was talking about. Come to think of it, the water on the other side is flowing down. Alright, so this is the place that the code was directing us to. Okay, let's give it a shot. So, kailangan natin yung lighthouse. Saan ba? Saan ba? Stop by the stone where the water flows to the sea, under the ground. I guess I should stop by this stone, okay? It seems this lighthouse can be climbed. This is the top of the lighthouse. I have to insert a lamp to turn on the light inside the lighthouse. The interior is all pitch dark. And it's completely empty, it seems. I should shut the door, or should I say the window? Turn on light, close window. Turn on light. Alright, it ignited. What now? Close the window. It's shut. It shut the window. Huh? Something shook. Ah! Conan! What is going on? Look! This is... All the water from the lake has drawn back. Oh look! Below the mud. It's so pretty. No mga gemstones? It's a mosaic. What an amazing construction. The old members of the Shimamura family really tried hard to protect the treasure. The hidden treasure, for the sake of this, even murders have occurred. From what I see, it even seems to be encrusted with jewels. It looks really splendid, but it doesn't seem to have a high monetary value, right? I wonder about how much of how much one could get if it would be sold. But why would they have but why would they use such a structure to draw the water? Even if this was a shallow lake, how did they manage to control all that water? That is the siphon principle. What is that Simon's principle you're talking about? You got it wrong. May science lesson pa. This lighthouse is hollow on the inside. Then there was water flowing into the lake from above, right? The water starts accumulating in the spade. If we block the water flow with a rock, the amount of water in the lake settles. Then if we turn on the light of the lighthouse and then shut the lid. My father taught me about that. When we were on a coffee shop, the flame keeps consuming the oxygen inside the lighthouse, and since the lid is shut, it can't replenish the oxygen. When that happens, the pressure inside the lighthouse goes down, and the water of the lake gets absorbed from below. Galing, ah? And then the treasure of the Shimamuras that was hidden in the water showed up. It is beautiful, but people died because of it. This is a really ironic story, isn't it? The world is full of such contradiction that's why we as detectives have to fight for the truth. He says really nice things sometimes. Well, except that the person who fought for the truth was somebody else. Yun, at least natapos natin. Ano kaya ang grade natin? 2 beses tayo nag-switch eh. Yung una, yung pagdating natin sa island, tapos nung sinabihan tayo na pwede nang investigating first murder. Check lang natin, guys. Tapos naka-ready na rin yung susunod na classic retro anime inspired game na lalaroin natin. Actually, dalawa ulit yun. Isang series lang din. Tapos pinalabas din siya ng Channel 7 nung around 2000. Pero hindi ko na muna i-spoil. Susunod na araw na lang. Tapusin na natin to. Chatting natin kung ano yung final score natin. Kaya satisfying laruin itong dalawang game, guys. Satisfying siya laruin. Sa unang game yan ha, yung artwork na yun. Okay. Ano kaya score natin? $36? Rank C pa rin? Ay kasi matagal nilaro. Yun na lang iniisip ko. Hindi yung swap. Pero actually, pwede naman yata ito tapusin ng mabilisan eh. Pinatagal lang natin. The ferry arrived on the next day. It was time for us to leave Strange Rock Island. The ferry is departing soon. Already? This will become so lonely. What are you talking about? You now have the brother that you always wish for, right? Take it slowly. You're going to come back to school soon, right? Yep. I'll just take some days to sort the inheritance arrangements with my brother's help. Once things get settled, I'll be coming back to school. Alright, we have to go now. Conan, can you see can you go see if everyone has finished with their preparations? So, and let me know once everyone's ready. I'll be going ahead and wait for you in the entrance hall. Doon lang, guys. Ayan, imbis na ending na kaagad, may ganito pa. Me? I've already prepared everything. We can return at any time now. Thank you for helping us, Conan. Take care, okay? Di ba siya pwede kausapin, ha? Hey, I'm really indebted to you for all the things you did. Please take care. Feel free to come again whenever you like. Ano naman taas sa library? Ayun si Kogoro andito. Those who are detectives are constantly storing new information and knowledge, or we wouldn't get paid. Even so, the books in this library are way too difficult. Ano? Ready ka na ba? Right, you're going back home already. Take care, Conan. Teka, may nakalimutan ako doon sa taas eh. Dali lang. Check lang natin sandali. Tingnan natin kung na-open yung connecting room. Wala. Hindi nabuksan. Anyway, patapos naman na eh. Tapusin na natin. Hey Conan, the detective boys played a major role this time too, eh? Traveling is fun, but having to go back home feels a bit melancholic. We should come back to this island someday. Having to go back already is so sad. I want to stay longer. Never mind. Hindi na pwede. Wala na. Sila lang naman na nandyan eh. Conan, has everyone finished with their preparations? Yup, they have. Wait a sec. Okay, shall we go? I'm sad to leave, but... Okay, see you soon, Sonoko, Ran, and Conan. Mr. Mori, thank you very much for everything. Please come back to visit us again, if you can. It was nothing. By the way, what are you going to do with the mosaic that we found in the cave? About that, we discussed it with my sisters and decided to better leave it as it is. It's a splendid cultural asset left by the ancestors of the Shimamura family. We just can't dismantle it into pieces. If we create a guided visit to it, maybe we could make a big profit of it, I think. What? We must do our best to preserve such a wonderful thing. I think that being the successors also means to work hard to fulfill our duties, certainly. I'm really glad that you are the successors. The boat is leaving. Okay then, take care. Well, it ended up being a pretty nice island. We should come to relax here soon, and then thanks to being the great detective who solved those cases, everyone in the island has given me a warm reception. Okay, Dad, don't get too carried away. What are you saying? Didn't Seiichi just ask me to come back? In that case, since the detective boys collaborated with the treasure search, we should come back together with you. That would be nice. Should we search for a pirate treasure next time? I'm coming to... come back to this place again? Even though you were always saying that kind of things, you certainly didn't seem to feel that way. I think you're right. Oh dear, it seems that everyone is still in a sightseeing mood. And finally, natapos din. The end! Okay guys, ganito na lang to. So, Gerson Velosa signing off. Next game na lang tayo ulit magkikita.